According to the Voice of the Martyrs, there is a group of Christians in the state of Oaxaca, Mexico, that was planning an open baptism celebration. And the expectations were that while many people were waiting to be baptized, there would also be members of this community that would rise and resist this group of believers coming in and baptizing other new converts. History reveals that the resistance didn't happen. As a matter of fact, many people came to the Lord that day, and there was no sign of any opposition in the community. Their fear was that there would be opposition. Their fear was unfounded because it didn't happen. But it doesn't change the fact that sometimes we're fearful of mentioning Jesus or sharing our faith or letting others see Him at work in us and the world around us. We've talked about it before, our desire. Many people have a desire to be a secret undercover agent for God. But the truth of the matter is that we are children of the King, and we're called to live as children of the King, sons and daughters of the King of the Most High. In 1 Peter 4 it says this, "Beloved, do not think it strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, but replace to the extent that you partake of Christ's sufferings, that when His glory is revealed, you may also be glad with exceeding joy." See, we don't do a real good job sometimes in the church of talking about suffering. But suffering is real, and suffering takes a variety of forms and a variety of ways. We suffer when we don't have what we want, and we suffer when we don't have what we think we need. And your suffering and my suffering may seem different if you were to put it on a scale of 1 to 10, but from the perspective of the person who is doing the suffering, who is being in need or want, the suffering is very, very real. We live in a world that is full of suffering. And we live in a world that's desperately doing everything it can to get itself away from suffering. We think it's wrong, or we think that somehow that's not a sign of growth, but it is. And in our suffering, we catch a glimpse of the Savior, and He does some of His very best work in the suffering and the trials that happen around us. And so, as I said on that very first Christmas morning, fear not. You have good news that you can share that is for every single person that you would ever meet. Even in the midst of suffering, there is hope. Remember that as you continue to grow, as we leave the Carpenter shop this day. And I look forward to joining you here again next time.